Arranger latency coming from Mrs. Bridget T. Bridget T. We saw a video that they're demonstrating arranger slow. Okay, so the event, yes, we are tooting the fact that the event is a live audio arranger player. Nobody else has gone this far when it comes to using audio technology with an arranger keyboard. However, it does also have the capabilities to have and play MIDI styles, right? Audio has its pluses and minuses, and I believe most of us out there are aware of that, okay? You do have a certain amount of latency when you're dealing with audio because of either processing, streaming, or sometimes just in the audio file itself. I'm going to show you a demonstration here real quick. So if I pick an audio style, all right, this is again unique to the audio styles, right? Okay, let's go in here and pick this one, country ballad, and I activate the key start and key stop. This allows us to be able to have the machine perform when you play the chord, and as soon as you let go of the chord, it should stop the performance, right? So here we go. If I do this, take out the lowers, pick the right voice here. So yes, because of the audio streaming and capabilities, you have a slight, very, very slight delay in the time that you press to when you actually have the part of the drums. And that's because the style I'm using is a live style. And in the live styles or real styles, you have live audio drums, you have live audio bass, you have live audio chords, and you have live audio guitars. And in some cases, you also have the live long chord, which is a live guitar, which is a strum, right? So all these 5 things have to be triggered on and off at the same time when you press this chord. So now to compare this with any other arranger keyboard out there, most other arranger keyboards are using MIDI styles. And of course, when you trigger it, because it's just MIDI, it's just data, it's instant. Well, guess what? If I go to the event and I turn this wheel and pick a style, which is a MIDI style, let me go over here to page, show you what I'm doing on my screen. You see, the first category of styles, the first page is your real styles, all right? Let me zoom in so you can see what I'm doing. If I turn that and I go in, the next category is live styles. I'm gonna go to the next category, which is MIDI styles, okay. Bossa Nova, or here we go. I'm gonna pick that Bossa Nova, right? So now I just picked a MIDI style, and guess what? Instant on a MIDI style. You see that? So, the same. No delay whatsoever, right? No delay whatsoever. So I just downgraded the event to a MIDI arranger like any other arranger out there, and you see that it performs like any other arranger out there as well. No delay whatsoever because I'm using a MIDI style. When it's a MIDI style, there is no streaming of any audio whatsoever, and so everything is right there and right precise. The reason why, if we could have a live audio arranger and have as much control over the audio as we had with MIDI, I don't think we'll have MIDI arrangers, right? The whole idea of MIDI was to give us more control. And gradually, through KETRON, as an example, which is setting an example and leaping years ahead of other manufacturers, we are trying to give you some degree of control in audio that can be now used in a MIDI arranger keyboard. And so when you try to, look at the event, yes, it's an arranger keyboard ultimately, but it's an arranger keyboard of a different level, all right? And of course, when you try to compare that, a $5,000 keyboard, let's say, to a $2,000 keyboard, there's bound to be some differences. The $2,000 keyboard, can it play audio? Well, any keyboard that has a sampler can be made to sound like another keyboard, right? So if you notice out there, for example, people are saying, oh, this keyboard can sound like an event. Well, there's a reason why they're saying this keyboard can sound like an event. If I have a Toyota Corolla, again, I'm going back to the example, and I take out the engine of a Corolla, and I put in the engine of a BMW, does that make it a BMW? I'll leave you to answer that question, right? So again, always think about this. There's a reason why people are trying to compete or compare or try to sound like an event. If you go out there and buy another product and you're trying to sound like this product, why not just buy this product and be done with it? Why are you buying this one and trying to make all these modifications and trying to sound like this one? Why would you buy this one and then sample the drums and the saxophone and other instruments off of this one and put in this one and try to make this one sound like that one? Not many people have the time to do that. If you're a creator and you spend your time just creating content and you have all of these keyboards, you can move data back and forth. But for the end user, for the natural customer who's at the end, who's buying an event, or who's buying a Genos, or who's buying a Core PA5X, they're buying it for a particular purpose, a particular reason. I don't think they're buying it because they want to use it they want to try and make it sound like something else, right? For the most part. Again, I'm just being a little bit more general, more open here with regards to that question on the latency. So that is a unique feature. And while we're in here too, let me bring out another function that we have on here. If I have just the key stop on, right? Just the key stop is on. If I play a chord and hold it down for more than a second, all right, it plays. If I do it like this, an instant stop and start, or start and stop, as you can see, real quick, it has actually been stopped, right? So I can do something like this. So that's a very nice feature over there when you have the key stop on by itself. If you have both of them on, then of course, as you play, it performs. As you let go, it stops performing. If you have both of them off, then you're just playing your regular unit keyboard without having the left hand as well too. So I want to believe and hope that we've actually addressed that question as well.